Okay, so just a quick video on how to use Brightspace. I know it's new for a lot of us, maybe a first course that you've had with me anyways. I think for the most part, most of these have to be set up in a specific way now with Brightspace, but I want to show you how I use the website. So I've built a practice course, just to be a general course for all courses to show you my plan for the layout. So when you get into your course, this is after you get to your Brightspace site, and if you go to your MyMV, you should have a Brightspace link that'll take you right to your homepage. So once you're signed in and you're at your course site, uh, what you should see when you first come in is the name of the course, a little bit of a widget on the right hand side to get you quick links basically to course documents. One of the important things you'll want to look at is your to do work to do list here. It'll have all the due dates and upcoming due dates that are going to be due. So you're going to want to use this as a guide of what to do and when to have it done by. I'll put out announcements as well on those same topics. So once I post a homework or a lecture video, I'll put out that there's new material up and it's ready to be worked on. So they'll go up in announcements, and that should get pushed out to your emails. So it should work similar to Blackboard. Now, from this page, again, you can get some information. There's some information on the Learning Commons, so if you need help with anything as far as Blackboard, or sorry, I keep thinking Blackboard, Brightspace, or any course material like math help, you can go right here to Learning Commons. That's in Wilcox Hall. And feel free to email me if you want extra help or need help finding the place. MVCC Library, that's another place that's a good kind of reference for you to use while on campus. Good place to find computers to use to do write-ups and things. Unfortunately, the library over in Payne Hall doesn't have a lot of the engineering software if you're in engineering courses. So SolidWorks and Mastercam and different things like that aren't likely to be in the library, at least not that I'm aware of at this point. All right, so your next part that's really important to understand here is the content. So you have your course grades and everything else laid out up here. And I think this is actually, let me view as a student so you see it the same way you should see it when you get in. So same view basically. You have your content, your grades. We'll see the content here in a minute. There's no grades yet, obviously. Apparently they're putting advertisements. That's great. Course tools, announcements. You can get into calendars, see due dates, assignments, things like that. Content. Way I have set up content should be the same in all courses. You're going to have basically an overview is your first thing. So you'll see I post a link on how to get to my office hours. If you have any questions, you can join me either on Zoom. You can check out my fall schedule. I have in-person and online office hours, so feel free to take advantage of that. I also have the syllabus listed as well in the overview. So if you're curious about anything with timing on when we're going to be covering material or anything else about the course, such as your grading scheme for each course is going to be listed on the syllabus. Other than that, you can add bookmarks, upcoming events. We'll show you events. Obviously, I don't have any scheduled in my practice course. Table of contents is going to have everything that I add into the course. So if you go to the table of contents, it'll list off everything that I have underneath here. If you go into week 1, for instance, though, it'll only show under that week 1 material. So the table of contents will show you everything. Week 1 and week 2, and the way I'm going to do the modules will show you what you need to do for each week. So each week I'm going to put up a to-do list, basically a guide on what I would like you to do. So for instance, if it's an online or a hybrid course, I would have you watch a lecture and then take an online exam. or a quiz. And then you would have labs. We're really always doing hybrid, so labs will be come to lab, do the lab, and if I have any submissions specific to that lab, you'll need to do those online as well. Homeworks, I also list the homeworks in this to-do list, so basically get your homework done by a certain assignment period, right? I give you a due date for that. So for example, on these down here, you'll see in week 1, I have chapter 1, part 1 for the video. So you would go in here, for example, and say if you were in manufacturing processes and it was a hybrid course, or if you just want to see, say, a review of the lecture, I have the videos up online. So you can go through here, watch the video, and then once you're done with that video, there'll be a quiz. And there'll only be really quizzes if you're on a hybrid course for me. So I don't add quizzes. If you're having a lecture in person, I'm not going to have quizzes for you to take. The quizzes for me are a way to make sure that you cover the material, you've been there, watch the full video, as well as attendance. So it's like an attendance for me as well. So that would get you that, and then you would also have a homework down here. Must be it was set to be invisible. But basically you should see your lecture material, any lab submission material, and your homeworks. So I'll get that homework one showing up. Yep, and that was one. So it's hidden. So that was there. So one nice thing, I guess, in this new breakout that they have, if you go to if you go to course home, I was seeing week 1 homework on here, even though it wasn't necessarily visible. So if for some reason didn't get set visible, hopefully it'll show up. It happens every once in a while. I really try to avoid that. But basically week 1 material, everything through week 1 will be in here. And then, for instance, if you get to the end of the semester and want to double check on homework assignments, exams, quizzes, or labs that you might have missed and you need to, say, resubmit or want to do a rework for, you can actually click on each one of these and it'll show, for instance, all the homework assignments for each week over the full semester. So you could get to the homeworks either by going homework assignments here or going into week 1 and down to the homework assignment here. So there's multiple ways to get to it. That's about it. I mean, this is a first for me moving into Brightspace, so I'm going to be learning new things and modifying potentially as I go. But that's my plan for how I'm going to set up and run courses this semester. If you have any questions on that, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll be seeing you in lab and in lecture. All right, later.